Well, today we're going to do a follow-up to the YouTube that we filmed on how to prepare a tool used with McFly foam. This is an egg pattern that you see of an egg pattern made with McFly foam, and we talked about using prepared a little tool. So today I'm going to show you how to tie this egg pattern with McFly foam, and I'm going to get rid of this and put my hook in. I'm using a size 12 Scud hook for my pattern, and the first thing to do is to lay a thread base. I'm using a red thread to lay a thread base. If any of that thread should show, at least the red is kind of has a gill appearance or something. Maybe a fish would like that a little bit better. And if you notice, I'm going to lay my thread base to about the midpoint of that hook shaft, trim that off, and I found with egg patterns, this is a good time to put a little half hitch about where you're going to be tying in your egg pattern. That helps keep the material from turning as you are tying it. And I've got my tool here that we've made. You can see that with a ballpoint pen dispenser, and I have trimmed the material, the egg McFly foam material, about the size that I want for this particular egg pattern with a size 12 hook. And I take the tool and I lay that right about where I want my pattern, and I'm going to going to make one easy wrap, and then I'm going to cinch that in. And with this tool I can get my wraps right on top of each other. And notice I've got my egg sac on the top. I'm going to lift this tool up, and I'm going to try and make some wraps down underneath toward the center. Make 2 or 3 wraps there, and then I'm going to try and come underneath, get all my material up, and make a couple of wraps underneath there as well. And then I'm going to wrap forward, and I'm going to tie my thread off with my half hitch tool. And trim it. Well, now I've got my egg pattern pretty well attached. I've got my egg sac on top. So now I'm going to pull this out. I want to pull out enough that I have material I can grab for the next fly. I'm going to pull that out, and I'm going to trim this about the same length as I have on the front. Try to get it very close to the same length. That's pretty close. Now, the beauty of this McFly foam is just with my fingers, I can move that material around. You see on the bottom, it doesn't look like I've done a very good job of it. But with this little dauber, the half hitch tool, this material really works beautifully, much better than egg yarn in creating a full wrap pattern. And you can see how that pattern is looking pretty round. Okay, and I've got, not happy with that. I'm going to try and get it covered up just a little bit better. And if you have a little bump that you don't like, it's pretty easy. I've got a little bump on the top. I'm going to trim that off. I would recommend that if you're trimming, less is more. Less is much better. You can always trim a little bit more, but if you trim too much, you can't recreate it. So there is an egg pattern with McFly foam. Very easy. Once you get cranked up, if you got this tool that we used here set up, you can crank out a half dozen of these in no time at all. But this is a McFly foam egg pattern. Makes a real pretty little egg pattern. Thank you.